The addiction starts in their teens.
Unearned intimacy.
We might be totally fucked.
OnlyFans is a social media platform, but instead of connecting with friends, users can connect with models who post pictures and video for a subscription fee.
Okay, this part is still me, this part is a business place.
The effects can be devastating.
Look, if you go back 100 years, people were so much poorer, but they were not on antidepressants. They weren't all depressed. They weren't all sad.
It's that access, that feeling of intimacy, that's what men are paying for, and I believe that's why OnlyFans is so dangerous.
A shocking 93% of men report being exposed to hardcore porn during adolescence. So if almost every guy is doing it, it can't be that bad, right? I mean, what's watching a little nudity gonna do to you? Look, I believe the current state of porn and the rise of OnlyFans to be some of the most critical and damaging changes within the modern dating world, and even arguably one of the biggest blows to masculinity.
In my experience, porn can give you unrealistic expectations of women. Not all of us can bend that way. Not all of us have perfect makeup, perfect boobs, perfect ass, perfect legs, and are going to give you whirlwind, mind-blowing 6-hour sex.
I think that a lot of guys rely too much on porn itself and the idea of porn, that you try and put that into your actual relationships, and in turn it accidentally ruins them. Because you have this specific idea of what a woman should be, what a man should be, how you should perform, how it should look, even how long a person should last, that I think is extremely misleading.
If you thought that the takeover of social media and dating apps, coupled with the ease of access of adult content, had already significantly reshaped modern dating, you haven't seen anything yet. Hear me out. Most people already know the negative effects of porn, such as causing men to objectify women, desensitizing men to intimacy, making it harder to get aroused with a real woman, creating unrealistic expectations in the bedroom, significantly depleting dopamine levels, depleting your overall mojo and even motivation in life. And the list goes on. However, things are starting to get a whole lot worse, with traditional dating, relationships, and even masculinity in jeopardy. Check out this quick interview I had with one of our coaches named Eric.
False expectations, porn is like a super destructive habit. You're chasing that like short dopamine fix. I just never really seen any reason for porn. Like, even when I was bad with women, I didn't have any porn addiction, but like if I wanted to watch it just to get that short dopamine fix, I would do it. But then once I started researching like the long-term effects that it can have, erectile dysfunction, depression, the lack of confidence that can come from using porn, that's whenever I just totally ditched it all. And I was like, I'm never going to watch it again.
What if you were dating a guy or you had a boyfriend and you found out that he subscribed to OnlyFans?
Subscribe while we're in a relationship or before?
Either, I guess.
Red flag?
It's a red flag? Why?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm there for that. I'm happy to make some videos with my partner if that's what he wants. Definitely wouldn't.
We'll put your Instagram down below. See, the introduction of platforms like OnlyFans promises to further exacerbate the issue of porn. OnlyFans has over 187 million users. That's the size of half the population of the entire United States. This means millions of men are investing their time, tension, emotions, and money in interactions with women that will never lead to a genuine connection or intimacy.
Like, I can go to work for 4 hours, I can make what I would make in a month.
But then what's wrong with paying for a little false hope or a quick dopamine hit? Sites like OnlyFans capitalize on a man's innate need for respect, connection, intimacy, and sexual fulfillment. The result is a dangerous cycle, providing temporary relief without addressing the underlying issues. Essentially, it's making men weaker.
I actually seriously thought I would be better off dead. And I remember when my wife decided to leave, I was just afraid that this thing was going to fall apart. Like, it's like having something up on stilts and you keep building it really, really big, but you're looking at these stilts and they're just bending.
Instead of men going out, facing rejection, in order to forge genuine connections in real life, they're taking the easy, safe road of fake sexual connection.
It's making them incapable of connection both physically and emotionally.
physically they have erectile dysfunction, and I'm talking to 28-year-old boys that will have erectile dysfunction and they can't perform. And emotionally, porn doesn't model intimacy. It actually models how to make hate with a woman, not how to make love.
See, being an attractive masculine man comes from, at least in part, from facing tension, facing conflict, going out of your comfort zone. Essentially, it's hunting the tiger and protecting the tribe. In fact, even approaching a beautiful woman, facing rejection, no matter how bad the interaction goes, creates boldness. It creates toughness. It makes a man more attractive over time.
You're awesome.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
And I would like to take you out on a date sometime.
I would love that.
I just had to come up to you because I just saw you and I thought you were gorgeous.
It's like how a diamond is forged from heat. A man is forged by handling tension. It's just like going to the gym and building muscle. You need heavy weights. There needs to be a lot of tension. And as far as we know, it's been this way since the dawn of man.
Lots of guys nowadays, they're watching porn because they don't socialize with people and they live in their fantasy world. It's not healthy for you because you're not getting that emotional level with another person. You're releasing a stress over a porn instead of facing your fears, facing your realities.
Men were hunters and fighters. They had to face dangers and win battles. Even in more recent times, men still had to approach women and step into that fearful unknown of possibly getting rejected by a woman in order to have a chance at romantic and sexual fulfillment. Now, a man can have a sense of connection, even though it's false, and tons of sexual fulfillment without even leaving his house.
It's easy to go and watch a porn, but it's hard to go and approach a person.
Thus, for a lot of men, facing fears, facing tension, and overcoming obstacles is a thing of the past. And this is where you get a society full of weak, unmasculine men. OnlyFans is even more insidious than the porn that came before it. But because of the fake connections, guys get addicted to it to the point that it becomes a compulsion, much like a drug, waiting for the next fix, next message, that next sexy video.
I was seeing this guy briefly, and it actually ended because of the porn, who was trying to get me to be a porn star, essentially, for him. He was trying to get me to do such and such because this one girl did this move and she was able to contort and lasted this long, and it basically he was putting the pressure on me to become this fictional character. And I mean, that's like asking a girl to be a mermaid.
This is one of the biggest reasons that studies show the average man today experiences a severe decline in authentic connections, intimacy, happiness, and quality relationships with women.
Because they have a different idea of women. Like, women should look like that, women should be like that. And the reality is not like that. Porno, it's not how the reality works. Like, in the reality, the women don't dress like that or look like that or act like that. It's just also the woman who does this have their personality for that. It's not their self.
Right, it's all fake.
Yeah, and then guys want that all women are like that, what they see on the screen, and it's not like that.
Right, they think all women are sex objects, basically. Yeah. They objectify them.
And it's not like that. Like, women like sex, like men, but it's not like that they show us.
For an OnlyFans model, you're nothing more to them than a paycheck. You're essentially paying to get lied to. The truth? All that you're purchasing is a dopamine hit. Nothing more, nothing less.
I would say probably on a weekly basis, I talk to at least one guy who has a porn addiction or an OnlyFans addiction, and that's where a majority of his money goes. He can't afford anything else because he's paying so much money into OnlyFans. Or some other short-term dopamine fix because he's not getting any action.
Instant gratification. You're destroying your dopamine and serotonin levels. It's the immediate buzz zone. You've trained your brain that they have to be instant. So if something doesn't happen the moment you want it to, you explode.
This is an addiction, and the dealer is right in your pocket, providing a quick fix for a nominal subscription fee. And I get it, you're using it to numb the pain of being alone or mending a heartbreak. But the problem is those issues, because they're not dealt with, will only resurface with greater intensity.
Because now you've conditionally trained yourself to love and only love immediate gratification. That is not how the real world works, and that's not how a relationship works, and that's what you're bringing into your relationship, and that's what you do with porn.
it's just more fulfilling to get out and meet women in person. And, you know, you're not going to be successful with every girl you meet, but just the fact that you have the power to do that and not have to like pay is just, it's a better feeling, honestly.
So then the question is, how do you get out of this cycle so that you can start having real connections? The only solution is to stop feeding the monster and start working on yourself. Ask yourself, what kind of person do you want to become? What kind of life do you really want to have? And instead of numbing yourself out every day, start working every single day on becoming the type of man that you want to be. The type of man that a beautiful, high-quality woman would dream to be with. And that's exactly what my team and I help guys do. We take you from where you are now, full of shame, insecurities, self-doubt, and limiting beliefs, and we help you let go of all those roadblocks that are holding you back and become the kind of man that not only women, but also other high-value men would respect. Become the kind of man that you never even thought you could ever become. He's already in there, man. We just have to find him and bring him to the surface. So if you want to work with me and my team of coaches to help become the most confident, masculine, attractive version of yourself, where you can approach beautiful women anytime, anywhere, and spark a real connection and attraction with them, then make sure to click the link below right now to apply for our coaching program. Not only will we help you overcome any and all limiting addictions that you might have in your life, but we'll give you a support system, other guys in our community who will have your back. And they're there for you anytime you stumble, anytime you fall, to lift you back up on your feet. It's really an amazing community. So again, just click the link down below to apply for our coaching program. And I hope to see you there.